Hi, this is Jim from Vaudevisuals. I'm here with CB Goodman, who's sitting in Austin, Texas right now, preparing to bring her new show to New York to be performed as part of the Frigid Festival at the Under St. Mark's Place space with her and her collaborators presenting her new show. And her company's called Grackle Jack, which I just found out is the name of a mischievous little bird in Texas that's doing no good but having fun. So Crackle Jack is the company, and CB is the artistic director. And let's hear about this new show. What's the title of the show, and what's the story?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to bring this to New York. And yeah, it's called In the Beginning. It's we are calling it a Wild Woman Dum Dum show. And that for theater lovers, that's basically a mixture of clown and buffoon. So that's what we're doing is we're smashing those things together along with puppetry and dance and just inviting the audience to think about the Genesis myth and to maybe reclaim their own beginning. That's what we're doing.
Amazing! What an undertaking! So
Well, it's our little thing,
so tell us about your collaborators. So you're directing the show.
I'm in the show.
You're in the
So
show.
so I created the show and then I'm performing in it. And then after a couple years of working on it by myself, I realized I really needed a more permanent outside eye. I've been bringing in devising friends, but I needed somebody consistent. So I brought on a co-director named Sonnet Blanton, and she's been kind of helping me get it across the finish line. We just had an Austin run for 2 weeks here that did really well. So we're now excited to take it to New York.
That's so good. That's so good. So besides that person co-directing the show, what other collaborators are you bringing into the show to work on it?
Oh, we have so many collaborators. So, what I decided to do with this production was to harness the genius of the local artists in the area. So, I brought on Kelsey Oliver and Cabrera to do choreography for me. So, I choreographed the pieces and then brought them in to help me shape them and to use their talent. I brought on some prop fabricators who are some of the best in town to build a beautiful scroll that makes an appearance, a pink scroll, and then to make my costume, to help make the costume. I brought on my favorite sound designer, Lil Bartholomew, to help me take all the sound and just make it sound a little more lush and vibrant. So he just I chose the songs and then he mixed them for me. God, there's so many more. I brought on Sam Mayer, who's an incredible writer, and so he was the dramaturg on it and really was good at poking me and pushing me into places I was a little uncomfortable going. Gosh, who else? Jess Workman, she was a collaborator deviser, and she also is helping with social media. Natalie George did the lights, which were beautiful here in town. Unfortunately, the New York run won't have such pretty lights, but um, gosh, yeah, and Dane Parker came to devising. Roz Mandola came to help devise. Yeah, we worked on it for 2 years, so it's been a long process, but one that's I feel like we've assembled a really beautiful team of collaborators, and I
It's
hope I honor their contributions well.
it's nice to have so many resources that you are familiar with their work and that they can contribute to your show. It's really a blessing. That's
Yes,
great. That's
it is.
great. That's great. So one of the shows you did in the past, I just happened to notice in your bio was about Topsy the elephant. That was a show
Yes.
you did before. Can you tell us a little bit about that show? Give us color, what the company is about, and how they explore these social situations. And
Yeah, so we take like history and then we kind of put a comedic and a satire lens on top of it in order for us to be able to sort of access a new understanding of what we think we know. So with the Topsy story, it was a story that I was obsessed with, and I decided, how do I put this on stage? How do I put Topsy's story on stage? And every time I tried to do it, it felt like a documentary, and I thought that's not theater. That's documentary. Like what is like how do I make this theatrical? So I just basically took all of the elements that led to Topsy's death and I placed it in modern day times. So instead of our P.T. Barnum, we had Tony Robbins. And like instead of our, like so I just kind of cross mapped it over into sort of a new scenario. So we actually do all the things leading up to Topsy's death, but we do it with humans. And what happened is it ended up being a beautiful show about who in society do we think is disposable, who or what. So it was full of drag, and we had huge musical numbers, and we had big dance numbers, and we had absurd puppetry. So one of the puppet pieces is we had a ballet to Beyonce's Halo, and we had the puppeteers puppeteering big wings behind the dancer, but they were made out of coat hangers, so they were all very found object based kind of stuff. She had a big wig that was made of teddy bears, but it looked like, beautiful hair. So yeah, so we just had a lot of fun and silliness with really, really important and sort of devastating story.
So the company really focuses on a lot of social issues and tries to bring light to them, spotlights to the issues and how the public relates to them, and kind of presents a new version of it in a theatrical way, using all of these different genres like puppetry and dance, etc., which is really quite wonderful.
Yeah, and clown features heavily. Clown and buffoon are like the heavy threads throughout the company, and we find that, especially living in a Republican state with like Republican governors and legislatures, the rage isn't working. So just that isn't working. So I thought, well, if we can provide some kind of catharsis with laughter, then maybe that can be the community builder that we need. So that's kind of our take on because there are other companies here in town and around the world that do much more like poignant drama based, pieces of theater, and that's just I don't fall into that. I'm a bad actor. So I'm going into more like cartoon land acting.
Well, the buffoon is certainly a great character to bring into theater anywhere. I mean, it's so important.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So tell us the dates of your show. You're performing at Under St. Mark's Place, and when do you open up?
We open on the 19th at 2:00. We actually tech that morning, so it's gonna be exciting. You can't see it, but I have some giant suitcases. I'm trying to pack it all. As a puppeteer, I have a lot of props, so it's a clown show right now. Just trying to pack, but
I'll list the dates on the blog so everybody can see what dates they are, and I'll put a link to the tickets so people can click on it and just go and get tickets for the show. And
they're a sliding scale, so please, and if you have any issues paying for a ticket, please just email me, cb@gracklejack.com. I'm happy to help you out. We have 5 shows, which is a lot.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, over like 2.5 weeks, so plenty of time.
That's going to be great. Thank you very much, CB.
My God, pleasure.
Have a great show, and I'll see you there.
Okay, sounds good.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.